Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're looking with sad eyes upon the end of the weekend as Sebastian, playing as the red Hindustanis, prepares to take on Barles, playing as the blue Huns. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the respective civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Hindustanis are a civ that pushes its players towards an army comp made out of gunpowder and camel units. All Hindustani gunpowder units come with extra armor, and their hand cannoneers can actually be upgraded to get +2 range. Now, Hindustani camels also come with a few cool features. First, they have a small +2 attack bonus against buildings, which addresses one of my main concerns about camels, namely that they absolutely suck at destroying buildings. Second, these camel units attack 20% faster. And third, the Hindustanis actually have access to the Imperial camel rider, a very strong, very tanky, super fast, upgraded version of the heavy camel rider. Now, in order to defend their hand cannoneers from pesky ranged units that might want to snipe them, the Hindustanis can field a second unique unit, the Gulam. This is an anti-archer infantry unit that moves quickly, has high pierce armor, and attack bonus against archers, and whose spear can actually injure multiple units at once. Now, in order to support a quick production of these very expensive units, Hindustani villagers become progressively cheaper from the beginning of the game. Keep in mind that this was recently nerfed from 10 to 15, 20, and 25% to 5, 10, 15, and 20% cheaper, all the way up, as I just mentioned, 20% in Imperial. Now, the Hindustani economy can also be upgraded to increase the speed of all gold income by 10%. So basically, gold miners, trade, and relics all generate gold much quicker if you research this upgrade. Now, opposing Sebastian, we've got Barles in blue as the Huns, a civ, very well known for taking the fight to its enemy with speed and with incredibly powerful units. Cavalry archers get progressively cheaper starting in Castle Age, their trebs fire more accurately at units, and their stables work 20% faster, which is fantastic, because you can actually upgrade their stables to produce the unique unit of the Huns, the Tarkin. This is a medium cavalry unit with high pierce armor and attack bonus against buildings that makes it great at late game raiding, whether it's to kill villagers or to demolish structures. Now, to help support their military, the Huns do not require houses. Take a look at the top of your screen. They are already at the 200 population cap, which frees up a lot of wood and villager construction time during those precious early moments of the game, although this feature does come at the cost of 100 wood at the start of the game. So potentially two very fast-paced civilizations. Looking forward to some good clashes between them. At the moment, though, no clashes, only villagers. 14 for our red Hindustani, who, just as I finish that sentence, goes up to 15, tying Barles, our blue Hun. Let's take a look at their spawning position. Barles may as well be on an open map. The entire north portion of his map, the part facing his opponent, is completely open. Primary gold a little bit off to the side, a little exposed. Primary stone very far off campus, a little bit to the back, so perhaps a little bit safer. We'll leave it up to Sebastian to see what kind of pressure he wants to put on his opponent. Speaking of Sebastian, his base also somewhat open unless he goes a little bit further off campus, then much easier for him to wall off compared to his opponent, but I would basically treat this as an entirely open map for our red Hindustani. His primary gold, however, nice and tucked away in the back. Primary stone a little bit forward facing, but not too far off campus that any miners and any villagers he sends here can't run away without minimal amounts of damage. A second lumber camp going up for our Huns, who is now 2 minutes away from going up to Feudal. Our red Hindustani on 19 villagers, nowhere close, still needs about 200 food, putting down a barracks. So we'll see if that's for a quick military production in Feudal Age, or whether that's to put any kind of aggression on his opponent right away. Now villagers harvesting this javelina, gathering 23, 24 food apiece. And now he's up to Feudal as well, is Sebastian, about a minute behind his opponent in blue. Let's take a look at the scouting, see what the players have seen of each other's bases. Barles has basically seen the outline of his opponent's base. Sebastian, in a few seconds, will basically also have seen the outline of his opponent's base and knows where the primary gold will be in about a second. Yeah, does catch it. And let's see, his opponent also has located the primary gold. So very important, in my opinion, to locate where your opponent's primary resources are. Okay, you thiefed a turkey. Why are you going back? Oh, no. Barles, not paying attention, does lose a turkey that he thiefed a little while ago. In any event, he is now up to feudal. But as I was saying, I think it's pretty important to locate your opponent's resources as early as you can, especially if you know you're playing a civilization that either has to rush up to castle or has most of its bonuses militarily in castle age, so you know they're going to be quite gold intensive. Might want to put as much pressure as you can on those resources, maybe send some archers, maybe put some towers, maybe lame them if you want. Anything and everything, of course, possible in Age of Empires. Barles with a stable, no secondary structure just yet because he has almost no wood in the bank. And now Sebastian also hitting feudal immediately. Gets the double bit axe for his lumberjacks, of which he has 7. Walling himself in here into a nice little secluded enclave so that Barles can't get at him. Not a bad play. Archery range going up for our red Hindustani, who, as we suspected with the barracks, pumped out 3 militias and the 1 very injured scout. Moving forward to try to get this palisade, but the push and pull of early feudal age aggression, the melee weak as shit melee units attacking a palisade only to be rebuilt by the villager. We'll see. There he goes back to repair it. Unless any player gets out ranged units, this situation here can continue ad infinitum, basically forever. But we've got archers now for our red Hindustani, so the second these archers make it here, if he sends them here, what was a safe enclave immediately becomes a kill zone. Uh-oh, did blue wait too long? Take a look at the HP. It's bouncing, it's bouncing, it's not really going up that much. But no red dots. Right as I say that, 1 red dot starts streaming across the map, but 4 scout cavalry will pounce on 1. Spearman does get a scout. Damages a few more, but unfortunately does die, leaving Sebastian's berry patch completely undefended. I like that, Sebastian's berry patch. I'm going to use that. Sounds slightly dirty. Sounds slightly like it has a maybe a secondary meaning, but it does not. I am talking about an actual patch of berries that Sebastian was mining. They're mining foraging. And now he's pushed away. But again, see, what was a very safe enclave is now a kill zone, because now this archer, if he wants, or if he's commanded to by his red overlord here, will be able to poke away at these villagers and be very annoying, especially since these skirmishers here from Barles have been zoned out by these men-at-arms. Any upgrades on these guys? Absolutely not. Any upgrades on the ranged? Absolutely not. Way too early. Resources are being used for pumping out military units. Yeah, see, he won't get the villagers, but he has shoot away all kind of lumberjack into this part of the map. Let's take a look back home. What is he building? What is he planning on producing? More archers on the menu for our red Hindustani, who is nice and safe. Barles not doing any kind of counter pressure against his opponent here. Does manage to shoo him away, though. 2 archers, a spearman, and 3 men-at-arms have gotten 1 kill. Actually, no, these guys have not gotten a kill. I guess the scout must have gotten the kill. Barles, on the other hand, has gotten 3 kills. 0 villagers have died for either player. So, early feudal age aggression, basically doing what early feudal aggression does, which is just distracting, making, trying to make your opponent make some kind of mistake that you can pounce on. But unfortunately for either player, or either fortunately for either player, no one has lost any villagers. Barles does manage to pick off 1 more archer on the retreat, and now he's moving forward with 4 more scout gap. But take a look at their HP. They are down to 50, below 50% HP. So he has to be very careful. All of Sebastian's units are basically at full health. So even if numbers-wise this goes to our blue Hun, I don't know how long these scout cav are going to survive, given how weak they are. These skirmishers, though, in full strength, do manage to pick off a spearman. Excuse me, perfect pickoff here for Barles. Now, army supply is identical. Villager count is basically identical. Are the players banking any resources? Absolutely not. Our Hun is going up to 400 food on the back of 1 stable, 1 archery range. What does Sebastian have besides that 1 archery range we saw earlier? Also added a stable with the cute little horse butts in it. Look at their little tails shooing away the flies that are trying to land on them. And now Barles has lost his military, basically half his military. Red advancing forward. As I mentioned, numbers were even, but your light cav, or rather your scout cav, was at half HP. So you might have equal numbers, but when your units are, again, half as healthy as your opponents, you are going to lose that fight, especially since Sebastian seems to be committing significantly into Feudal Age here, continuing to pump out units, although finally, of course, right as I say that, he stops and starts banking a good amount of food. Barles, what are you doing? Producing skirmishers, but it also looks like he's interested in starting to bank and gather a few resources to go up to castle. This archer is going to die as well. Now he's here with one scout cav that's basically on death's door, two that are in full health. And now he's pumping out an archer of his own. Okay. Interesting. So spending a little bit of gold, which otherwise would have gone towards going up to castle. Sebastian very much ahead in the resource department. Basically needs another 100 food, and he is up to castle. Or at least starting the journey up to castle. This scout, oh my god, must have a good amount of kills. 2 kills on him, but finally, all of Red's aggression has been wiped out. Barles has held strong, and now the entire map is completely empty. Let's see if either player has seen relics, or even try and gives a shit about relics. Our Hun has seen 1. Our Hindustani has seen 1, 2. Okay, it doesn't really seem like either player is really scouting the map. No one's really building anything beyond their original scout. Our Hun, the mounted civilization, has not a single mounted units. Both players now going up to castle on the back of the exact same villager count, 41 apiece. Sebastian about 12, 13 seconds ahead of his opponent. Is anybody building infrastructure? No, they are not. Barles moving out with a ragtag force of 5 skirmishers, 2 archers. To oppose this, he's going to face 1 archer and 1 scout. Although that might change the second this army makes its appearance. Let's take a look at Sebastian's vision and see exactly when he discovers this army on the periphery. Yeah, right now. Okay, and let's see if he reacts at all. I mean, this is not an army that's going to bust through your, your wall off. Although, is this a complete wall off here? It must be, right? It must be. Yeah, okay, otherwise he'd be going in. This is not exactly an army that you really need to be scared of if you walled yourself off, especially with houses, with military structures. I mean, palisades, yeah, okay, they're annoying. But in Feudal, they could jump up from 150 to 250 HP. And again, these skirmishers are weak. Really only 2 archers in this army. Red exploring the periphery of Blue's base, trying to see what can I deduce, what can I see. Notices that his opponent has hit castle, although he knows that just based on the sound that makes in the game. And now they're both in castle. Let's see what the players decide to do. Bloodlines done for our Red Hindustani. Ranged upgrades going down for our Huns. He's getting Bodkin. He's getting the crossbow upgrade. No military units in production, although his military count is 14-2 of his opponent. Second town center going up for our Huns. Okay. So he's gonna try to, I guess, outboom his counterpart here, who is absolutely not worried at all about this small ragtag force. Building a Scorpion, going up to 2 Camel Riders, but overall economic upgrades going up for him, or being researched for him, a second town center going up for him. Even upgraded his crossbows. I mean, take a look at how little HP they did. They reduce every time they attack. Oh, I don't know where you're going with these 2 camels. I don't think they're that strong that they can take on these crossbows. I mean, maybe depends who he target. Who's he targeting here? He's targeting the crossbow. Oh, needs to move that crossbow out of the way ASAP. And now this camel. I mean, camels have notoriously terrible pierce armor. Red's camel here with a 20 HP has effed off and is now heading to the north of the map. Loses his camel in exchange for what? A skirmisher and 2 archers. But 15 crossbows coming forward. Feels comfortable enough to get wheelbarrow. Does Barles. He is nice and secure, sees absolutely no aggression from his opponent. So says, why the hell not? Seems to be a very good time to also get Town Watch. A 3rd town center out, off campus here. Not a bad location, next to the stone, next to the forest here. What is Sebastian doing? Sebastian is in defense mode right now, getting out siege. 2 scorpions, a mangonel, and a monk on the way. Is this the damaged camel? Yeah, this is the 20 HP camel. I'm hoping that the monk is first and foremost out there to heal this damaged camel. Where is the monastery? It's right here. We'll see right now what happens. Or whether it's for gathering relics. But this is a significant amount of crossbows. And I've lost track of the monk. Where are you? There he is, right in the front, right under our nose. What is he trying to do to convert a knight? Okay. Camel chasing down a skirmisher. We know how that story ends. 4 kills so far for that one camel. More camels on the production tab. But supply for military, take a look. 21-6. And I dare say that 21 army comp is much better. Although, not if he keeps taking a bunch of rocks to the face. 5 kills for these mangonels so far. Let's just watch what happens here. Monk does die. But red has managed to shoo this away. With the mangonel, we'll shoo the rest of this away. These crossbows are, let's take a look at their HP. Not terrible, down about 60, 70 HP. Third town center should complete any second now to compete with the third town center from the Hun. Villager count, again, almost identical, 63 to 61. Let's take a look at structures, production facilities. Let's see if our players are in anything other than boom mode. Red, absolutely not. Sitting on the back of literally 1 structure per each type of each branch of military, but he is moving out with a King of the Hill castle. I love this placement. Look how much low ground around. This castle is going to be very hard for blue to dislodge. Although he is not interested at all because A, he doesn't know the castle exists, and B, his crossbows are here to the north of red's base, trying to pick off as many villagers as he can. I wouldn't build this house. Let him come in. Let him come in here, and then you run around with your 3 camels, your knight, and you just demolish these crossbows. But red disagrees, continues to try to produce, or rather put up these houses. Let's take a look at blue. 2 archery ranges, the OG stable and the OG barracks. Bloodlines husbandry for him, so his mounted units are going to be tankier, move faster. Excuse me. Now he's annoying crossbows. Remember, they do outrange with 7, the town center range of 6. So all they're doing right now is stopping red from building any farms to the right side. They're not going to actually do anything to get this town center down. I think he can engage into this with these. Oh no, the HP on these guys is not actually that great. Sebastian's still behind on villager count. Will catch this outpost being produced. And now we, oh god. Be careful with your mangonel. Now we've got our first Gulam out, 2 of them on the map. +5 attack against archers and a base of 3 armor for Pierce. So you can see why these oh god, does take a mangonel shot to the face. Gulam does go down right as I'm talking about how amazing it is against archers. What is red doing? Catapulting his own units here. I don't think that was absolutely necessary. We've got another annoying crossbow here about to get converted. Instead decides to delete it, does Barles, who's now, of course, as the Huns moving in with 9 cavalry archers. Remember, they are 10% cheaper right now. Once he hits Imperial, if he hits Imperial, they become 20% cheaper. Doesn't seem like a big discount, but believe me, when you're massing units, it is a huge discount. But what will red do? How will red defend against this? He's got to get into the town center, run away to the safety of your static D. Oh, there's a lot of villagers up here to the north. They have to run away. One unfortunate hapless villager did not get the memo until a little bit too late, and then pays the price, as does another one of his compadres. Let's take a look at blue. 5 more cavalry archers, a monk randomly in the middle of the map. 1 relic apiece for the players. Where are you going? This monk is on exploration duty. We'll see if he manages to get this 1 relic that is in the dead zone here. We'll see what this monk does. For now, though, these cav archers are being incredibly annoying. Red, continuing with the cavalry upgrades, does manage to get a convert, but should lose right? No, does not lose the monk. So monk is going to heal up, or at least protect himself inside the town center as he slowly heals. Red doing a good job of keeping these guys distracted. Look, with only 2 camels. But now that the camels are gone, these cav archers, let's take a look at their upgrades. +2, +1. And Barles is on the way up to Imperial. Now the 5 meet up with what's left of the 6, and that becomes 10. Rather, what's left of the 9, and that becomes 10. This monastery under attack. Although, take a look at the HP. Ranged units, not exactly, at least archer units, not exactly the building destroying units that are needed. Red also going up to Imperial, literally 20 seconds behind his opponent. Fantastic game. I guess this was the game plan for both of these players, despite some minor skirmishes in Feudal, despite a few minor skirmishes in Castle. I mean, take a look at the kill count, 46, 57. Not exactly a high kill count game at the moment. I guess both players wanted to rush up to Imperial. Jaguar joining the Hindustani Expeditionary Force as he chases down, tracks down, and tries to eviscerate any of these cavalry archers. They are too quick, though. Turn around, do put the Jaguar down. Now we've got camels here. So, oh man, are we going to see Imperial camels out of red? For now, these camels. Let's see who's actually faster here. Cavalry archers 1.54, camels 1.6. I hope they're not tied to this stupid knight who's moving probably, yeah, much slower as 1.49. In theory, these camels should be able to catch these cav archers. Oh my god, another Jaguar coming, this time on the Hunnic Expeditionary Force, trying to catch as many red camels as he can. Cav archers not exactly the best use, should be circulating, should be flowing north, south, east, west, trying to pick off as many units as he can. And Barles, in the midst of all of this, has the wherewithal to construct a chain of outposts. He now has 2 relics to 1, did get the relic that was here. And now with enough cavalry archers, and especially a monk, does manage to shoo away these camels. And now the monks, though, again, I think they're tethered to this knight. I think he's, I think they're all, what am I trying to say? He left-clicked and dragged all of these, which makes these camels so much slower, although they do manage to catch 2 cavalry archers not paying attention. And he's going to discover this castle now that's sitting here in a very defensive position. 20 cav archers, 11 more on the way. Chemistry forging for what? For his pikemen. He's got 10 pike on the way. So expecting a camel switch for red, who is now going into heavy camel riders. Barles preemptively starts getting upgrades for his melee units, which should make them incredibly deadly against those camels. Beautiful castle placement here by Barles. I absolutely love this. Complete defense of the eastern portion of his empire. This castle defending the north. Both players with their first trebs right out. Where are these guys going? Repositioning themselves. They don't want to catch any kind of flak. And army supply double for our blue Hun. What the hell is red producing? More defensive upgrades for his camels, conscription to produce them faster, chemistry as well. He is sitting on how many? 27 heavy camel riders. Not a single melee attack upgrade for them just yet. And now these cav archers with the pike should be able to get this treb. Very important to get that treb as it's on the high ground. Although the villagers are repairing, I don't know who takes this fight here. Treb stands strong. Cavalry archers, now heavy cavalry archers, have to retreat. So we've got the battle of the heavies here. We've got the heavy camels from our Hindustani comparative versus the heavy cavalry archers from our blue Hun. This treb still not destroyed, although now is a good time to try to get it. Gets the villager, should be able to get the treb. Okay, treb on treb violence here has ended. Now this blue treb is free to shell away at red's castle. What is red producing at the moment? He is producing hand cannoneers. Okay, I guess that's one way to zone out these halberdiers. Blue has 22 halberdiers. Army supply still 20 ahead. Villager count still 20 ahead for our Hunnic player. Both players sitting on the exact same number of town centers. I was looking at castles right as the 1 for our Hindustani became a 0. Although now it's back to 1 with this beautifully defensive castle to protect this gold. And let's see what the players do. Barles with, again, 50% army supply advantage. It's not exactly weak army advantage. These are halberdiers with good upgrades. Now +2/+2. These are heavy cavalry archers with all attack upgrades. And this is 3 trebuchets. Opposing this, we've got a bunch of camels with finally a +1 attack upgrade. All of their defensive upgrades, so not bad. You know, you are fighting against a ranged unit, so you know you're going to take a bunch of arrows to the face as you try to engage into them. So defensive upgrades, not bad. Unfortunately, though, Red's infrastructure is starting to get hammered here. He lost one of his archery ranges. Now the siege is going to go down. He's only got 2 more archery ranges in the back. Okay, but look at all these stables. 6 stables here. Although 1 is exposed to the front. So 5 secure stables. And how many archery ranges right now? 4. Okay, so he can withstand to lose 1 or 2 of these. Closing the gap of the military 1 Gulam with no kills, still on patrol duty here to the back. In move these cavalry archers. They have to be careful. There's hand cannoneers out now. No Shatagni upgrade for them. Remember how I said the Hindustanis can upgrade their hand cannoneers to get an extra +2 range, which I think is one of the deadliest upgrades in the game. Hand cannoneers with 9 range is just an absolutely ludicrous proposition. The problem I see here for Red is he's got no real building destroying units, which means that these castles for their blue Hun, of which he has 3, are going to be able to stifle any kind of counter attempt from Sebastian. He needs something that can destroy a castle. He needs something that can destroy infrastructure for now. Yeah, he's gonna see. He must be able. Oh yeah, no, I'm looking at his vision here from the lumber camp, but he has an outpost right here, so he will see this stable here. More and more hand cannons. Yeah, he's getting Shatagni. Beautiful. So take a look in 15 seconds. I'll click on one of these hand cannoneers. Maybe one in the back that isn't getting sniped. Take a look at the bottom here. 7 +2. 9 range on a freaking hand cannoneer. One of the strongest units, foot archer units, if you can call it that, in the game. Blue has to be careful. These camels still move faster, but halberdiers moving to intercept. While the exact same thing happens for Red, he moves in his hand cannoneers to intercept. So this is, I suspect we're going to see either one big battle here or some kind of engage. One of the players is going to position his army a little bit off kilter, and then either halbs will destroy camels or hand cannoneers will destroy halbs, or something will happen. That's my prediction, but as always, whenever I say something's going to happen, the exact opposite actually happens. Holy shit, look at, sorry to swear, look at the production tab for our blue Hun. Unfortunately for him, he is supply capped, so unless he wants to start throwing away a few of his own units, he's got 10 heavy cavalry archers in the queue. He's got 33 hussars, but unfortunately for him, take a look, they're not producing at the bottom left of your scene. Finally is starting to lose units, so these stables are starting to produce, but they're going to produce a hussar right into 2 camels. No, this stable is not going to produce any of them. Hussars are going to start coming out of this one. And now I'm starting to get a little worried for Barles here. 36 halberdiers. Okay. Not the best engage, but he's throwing them away. We all know why he's throwing them away. He wants more and more hussars to be produced out of these stables. He wants to overwhelm his opponent. He sees all of his opponent's army here at the front. So again, guys, I said I'm going to predict there's going to be a big engage. Instead, Barles decides to throw away his halberdiers to make room for more heavy cavalry archers, to make room for more hussars. And take a look at the mini-map. How many red dots are going to start streaming across the map now? And Barles in full control of this game, building a defensive castle himself. He does not want done to him what he is doing to his opponent. And so he's building an incredibly defensive castle to the back. Let's see if he can swarm his opponent, or if his opponent can stabilize. For now, Red seems to have actually stabilized, building a defensive castle here himself. Over here, though, camels are the last line of defense against these hussars. This stable, very slow, but remember, camels for the Hindustanis attack faster with a small +2 attack against buildings. So they should be able to get this stable down. I don't want to use the word quickly, but they'll be able to get them down. And now what the hell is Barles going to do? He threw away all of his halberdiers. So his meat shield is now hussars, which I don't mind that at all. I mean, the camels are going to wreck them, I think, but in terms of dealing with these hand cannoneers, look at Sebastian. He's keeping his units wisely inside this big choke point here. A random blue villager making her way over here. Red says GTFO. Yeah, this is much better than having halberdiers, I think. So the much quicker hussars. And now blue is encroaching. Still has these 4 trebs, which have been pretty quiet for the last 5 minutes or so. Red has had enough. He is moving forward with his camels. He wants to end this right here, right now. Where the hell are his hand cannoneers? His hand cannoneers way too far back. Why did they not move forward? Oh, this is terrible for Red. His camels are trying to get to the cavalry archers. Meanwhile, these 2 halberdiers and a bunch of hussars are decimating his camel line as they try to make their way to the heavy cavalry archers. Oh no, hand cannoneers gunning down. Oh, what a absolutely terrible engage here for Red. Absolutely terrible. Bad command move there for him on those camels. Hand cannons. Yeah, hand cannons nowhere to support. Let's take a look at that battle again. Oh, that was just terrible. Oh, man. Okay, so what are we working with? 33 camels, 3,500 HP of camels. These are not Imperial, by the way. These are just basic heavy camels. We've got 35, so basically an equal number of heavy cavalry archers. But again, you're, camel versus heavy cavalry archer. Once these guys close the distance, they can decimate these cavalry archers quickly. How many halberdiers? 3 halberdiers. For some bizarre reason, these guys, these 24 hand cannoneers, are still just hanging out. Are they on strike? Okay, they're trying to get this halberdier. Look at this. The best use of 24 hand cannoneers to kill 1 halberdier. And this is what I think happens. Look, blue moves back. Now keep one thing in mind as we watch this in slow motion. Blue is going to move south and then east with his heavy cavalry archers. These camels are going to chase. Now, while they chase, 3 hussars and 2 halbs are going to be poking and prodding at these camels endlessly. On top of the castle fire, let's say I just want to take a look at the 2 halbs and see how many kills they have now versus later. If I can even find the halbs. Okay. Where the hell are the halbs? Okay, never mind. They're somewhere here in the middle, I think. I see a blue. No, that's a heavy cavalry archer. In any event, blue moves down and right. The camels chase, but while they chase, take a look at their HP. It was 3,300. Now it's 3,200. So you see, they're chasing. They're not attacking the halberdier. They're not attacking the hussars. They continue. Look at them. They are all chasing these cavalry archers. As they're chasing, they're taking damage from the castle, damage from the halberdiers, which, by the way, deal plus 26 bonus damage. 3,200 has become basically 3,000 HP. And so by the time they actually manage to engage into these cavalry archers, they're down another 300 HP. So they're down 20% of their HP. Castle anyone inside? No. In the meantime, hand cannoneers nowhere to be found. You gave them extra range. Why did you give them extra range if they're not going to actually engage from further away? They move west, or rather east, to engage into these trebuchets. Bizarre activity here out of Sebastian. Let's take a look at what happens next. Look, they're still not engaging with these. They finally engage with the hussars. And let's take a look. Right when they engage, I'm rewinding it a little bit. They're now down to 2,400 HP. So this battle has lasted about 10 seconds. Cavalry archers still lost only 4 of them. HP still down, about 200 or so since, or 300 from where it was. Camel archers, heavy camels, down from 3,300 to 2,600. So they're down about 700 plus HP. Have not engaged into the hussars just yet. Now they finally do. I believe some of these cavalry archers have the high ground, so they deal extra bonus damage. for some strange reason, Sebastian peels off 5 of his camels to go south and chase this one cavalry archer, this one hussar, leaving 14 camels behind with the castle, with the 2 halberdiers. Halbs, by the way, now have 3 kills. These camels are going to get decimated. These guys are no help at all. These hand cannoneers, they manage to get one of the trebs, but now he pivots, and now look how quickly he's going to demolish. He's going to kill. Yeah. So just an absolutely terrible engage here from Sebastian. He's got 50 army supply. The problem for him is it's here in these hand cannoneers. I mean, 49 kills on them is great. But now all of a sudden you've given up your big melee damage dealer. You've exchanged heavy camels for hussars. And that is just not something you want to do. An absolutely abysmal engage here for Red. Realizes that he's taken a bad engage. Realizes that now he's got fewer camels left to deal with these hussars. Sees a band of 5 hussars here. Hussars over here, although it should die to the camel. I wish we had another split second. 11 HP camel compared to a 9 HP hussar. I think the camel takes it. More hussars raiding over here. 3 trebs still standing, demolishing a castle up here. And so he's left with 1 castle to the far west of his base. And that was just that trade by completely getting rid of 33 camels. Heavy camels, by the way, not fully upgraded, which is a shame, but still, the loss of these heavy cavalry archers are just going to snipe the shit out of these hand cannoneers. So Sebastian realizing, I mean, his infrastructure is pretty good. He's got 14 stables. How many villagers on food before he quit? Only 46, and he's down to 217. So he really can only build, what, 2 hussars at a time right now? While at the same time, his food is being raided. And so not a surprise here that he decided to GG. Although he does have more villagers and army supply is fairly close. The numbers, I think, are very misleading. Let's take a look at the stats, see what we can get from their 60 camels versus 74 cavalry archers. What the hell is this? 328 HP about 6 minutes ago into the game. Sebastian playing StarCraft here. A more relaxed game for Barles. I'm surprised it's that low, to be honest. Economically, resources, Barles about 12,500 resources ahead of his opponent, so about what, 20% ahead. Not a lot of stone difference. Gold about 3,000, but food and wood, he does take the advantage here. Kill count 185 to 172, but take a look at how many villagers Barles has killed. This is what I think the real issue is, the villager count. 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 different areas of raiding that Barles can basically do. No more camels to defend except for 8, which are here to the north. By the time they get here to the south, the southwest, let's call this, that part is going to be decimated. Those villagers are going to be killed. And I think Sebastian knew that he was, even though he's still got 137 villagers, take a look, 37 are idle. So he's basically down below 100 working villagers. His population is down to 182, has no food. Maybe if he sold his wood, I don't know, just a thought, he could afford some more and buy food with it. He could maybe afford a few more hussars, but he recognizes that he's about to get steamrolled. He recognizes that his villager count's about to be decimated. Wisely chooses to fight to live to fight another day. Barles with the blue Huns takes the W, but wow, what a fun, fast-paced game. GG to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.